Good afternoon to all my beautiful reflection out there. I know you see me going crazy in the gym right now, but that's besides the point, you feel me? Shit, I'm doing this with my eyes closed. But as y'all can see, it was early in the AM, you know what I'm saying? It was a grand rising for sure. I was just getting shots up, but I just wanted to let a lot of y'all know you are bigger, and you are bigger than a man-made sport, and your purpose is way bigger than a man-made sport. So a lot of y'all know it's a hoop. I still do, I guess you could say, but my purpose is bigger than basketball as well. And I want a lot of y'all to understand you are more intelligent than these beings that have placed a barbaric sport upon your life. You know, this sport is therapeutic and it's fun. And this goes for any sport. This can be football, this can be baseball, boxing, this can be like it can be anything, you get what I'm saying? A lot of you have to understand that you are bigger than what these programs have placed upon your mind. A lot of you feel like you suck if you don't get a certain amount of points, and you'll get into a depressive state because people are saying you are trash, or you feel like if you don't get to a professional level, you're not good enough. What kind of bullshit is that? You gotta understand, this is a politic game. A lot of people that are in your position that are professionals, they already made it. It's a game of politics. It's a number game. It's gematria. It's numerology. So a lot of these beings are already within these industries, are already within these families. A lot of these people are occultists, so you don't know what they do behind closed doors. And you don't suck if you don't make it to a professional state, because a lot of these people are manipulated. It doesn't matter how much money they have or how much money you think they have. They are controlled by controllers, and they're not even controlled by the controller, but the controller is controlling the controller. Damn, that was a bar. Appreciate you, God. Anyways, you gotta understand that a lot of people that you look up to are not who they say they are, who you think they are. They are programmed, they are characters. So if you think about it, overseas is a better opportunity for a lot of y'all out there. And this goes for any sport, by the way. But you have to think about this. A lot of you do not take your sport as a full-time job. You do not live in the gym. You don't live on the field. You're not sitting there kicking goals 1,000 times a day by yourself. You're not in the gym shooting 1,000 shots a day. You're not lifting weights. You're not getting reps on the football field. You're not in the batting cage going crazy. That's why a lot of your opponents are better than you, because their mindset is better than yours, because they do what it takes behind closed doors, and you are lazy as shit, and you do not put up the work. You don't put up the shots. You don't get things done. You're too distracted by distractions. So a lot of people are going to leave you in the dust because they have what it takes to be a professional athlete. And don't get me wrong, the money may look good, it may sound good, but how is the money going to benefit you and your family when you're manipulated by a controller? How is that going to help you in any kind of way when you're being controlled? You don't have a voice. You don't even have freedom of speech. You can't even speak up about what's really going on. That's exactly why these beings will tell you to shut up and dribble, shut up and throw the football, shut up and do this, shut up and do that. And a lot of times these are scripted games. These are scripted games. A lot of people are in, for one, let's go ahead and call them out too. A lot of these people are in the Boule Foundation. A lot of these people are in the Illuminati. A lot of these people are Satanists, Luciferians. So a lot of things you see, do not believe. They are illusions placed upon your mind, placed upon your program. You know what I'm saying? I'm going crazy right now. Like, I really can't miss. Even if I miss, I still don't miss, because what is missing. And you have to understand too, a lot of you had to take this as a full-time job. A lot of you are part-time hoopers. A lot of you are part-time football players. A lot of you are part-time soccer players. You're not really serious about this. So the universe sees you not taking the game serious. And what's going to happen? You're not going to be good in your sport, because a lot of these people that you see, they are in different realms. And when I mean different realms, I mean like they are in different realms to where you can't even comprehend what type of level that they're on. You get what I'm saying? So let's think about it. A lot of these people think that they can beat NBA players. Like a casual nigga on the street thinks that they can beat a casual NBA player just because of what they see on the screen. But it's just like, you don't have what it takes to be in that type of realm, because people still think that we live on Earth, right? And I'm gonna get to the point. Just, you know, it's gonna get better, as a matter of fact. But a lot of people think that we live on Earth, and we do not. This is a replica, a copy of the planet Nern from these extraterrestrial beings. So a lot of these man-made sports they're man-made concepts, meaning that you have to be in a different realm. You have to be a genius in order to even fathom what type of consciousness that these professional athletes are on. Because understand, they are OGs in this shit. Like, they've been doing it since they picked up a basketball, a soccer ball, a baseball, boxing. They've been doing this before you were even born. So they're OG certified within their sport. And a lot of people can't even fathom this. So they'll think like, yeah, I'm better than this person. Oh, just because I watched them. Oh, you can't hit a shot wide open. Oh, you're not good. Not knowing that, nigga, you're not perfect. If you were perfect, you could make every shot in the world, and that will look like an alien. Like that's some shit that is not, it's not possible. Not even a robot can do that. You feel me? So you have to understand that these are illusions. We're literally putting a ball in the basket, and how efficient you are determines how good you are. That shit's really crazy to me. And you have to think about it. You have to be logical in your sport. A lot of people are not logical beings when it comes to this shit, because a lot of people think as if like, oh, okay, I'm good at one thing, so, you know, I'm good to go. But it's like your coach will give you an objective, and a lot of people will get mad at the objective and it's like, why are you mad that you're not good at both things? You're not logical. So if you're good on defense, your coach needs you to lock up on defense. But a lot of people want to go out their way, and this is when people want to try to play offense, but you can't play offense. Like, you haven't even practiced it, and you'll get mad because the coach told you, nah, pass the rock. Or you'll get mad when the best player on your team tells you to pass the rock. And it's like, how are you mad about that shit? You have to understand your place in your position. This is a job, it's a business. And a lot of people are not good at the business, and they want to get mad at, you know, business objectives and stuff like that. You got to understand, when you are good at both things, you are able to have more freedom anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's a court, doesn't matter if it's the baseball field, any of these things. You got to understand that you were placed in a position to do what you were told to do. And if you can't do what you're told to do, you're going to find somebody else to do your job for you. And they will find somebody else to do your job for you. And you can't get mad about that. And like, you can't get mad. And there are a lot of people who are on the bench that are still better than you. And that's what I mean by different realms. And when I mean realms or dimensions, you got to think about it. We're in a simulation. So by us being in a simulation, there are people who literally have a different mindset. They're not even in this type of realm with us. They don't even think Earth exists anyways. They're thinking like 10 years ahead because they're building generational wealth. So by them doing this, they're in a whole nother atmosphere when it comes to their sport and how serious they take it. They don't got time for bullshit. They don't got time for games. So if you come in there playing around and you come in there thinking that you just finna do whatever you want, no, you better think again, my brother, because these niggas been doing this shit and their job is on the line, and the coach's job is on the line as well. Because if the coach get fired because of your lack of accountability for yourself, you know what I'm saying? They can't feed their family. So coaches will do whatever it takes. Coaches will do whatever it takes to make sure that the team is good, the team is solidified. And if you can't produce for the team, you got to go. A lot of you don't understand the game behind the game within the game, because we're all in a game anyway. So you have to play the game. Don't let the game play you. A lot of y'all will get in your feelings if you're riding the bench. If you think about it, as a bench warmer, why are you on the bench? Okay, somebody may be better than you that's in front of you. Okay, somebody may be in the second string. They might be better than you as well. So let's think about this shit. What can you do to be better than them? Put in the work. So you have to give up. I'm not saying giving up like video games or, you know what I'm saying, the club, because a lot of you going to do what you want to do anyway, right? So you got to think about this shit. If you're a bench warmer, you have to think to yourself, what can you do? What are your weaknesses that you need to work on? What are your strengths that you need to work on? Because it doesn't matter how good you are at something. You have to be better than that. You have to be better than your weaknesses. Your weaknesses have to become your strength. And when those weaknesses become your strength, then you have to think to yourself, okay, cool. Now that my weakness became my strength, I'm definitely about to be better than who I was yesterday. And it's going to take steps. It's going to take levels to this shit, because people have been doing this shit. They're certified steppers, OG steppers out on top of that. And the thing is, you can't be intimidated by the competition, because when this person's in front of you and when you're guarding your opponent, understand it's just you and you. You are literally guarding yourself. So if you're working behind closed doors, you can't be intimidated by nobody, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you're literally just guarding yourself. And if you get beat, that's okay. Learn from the mistake. You don't lose, because what is losing? They have programmed us and divided us to think that when we lose a game, a numbers game on top of that, we lost we lost in life. When we lose a championship, oh man, we lost in life. And it's just like, that's not the case. You have to think bigger than that. You have to think bigger than what they placed upon your consciousness. These beings will sit here and tell us like, yeah, man, if you lose, you're a loser. And then the fans will say, man, you suck. You can't win any rings. You can't do this for the team. You can't do that. And it's like, stop believing what they say. Don't worry about what these programs are saying to you. These programs don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't. They can't be. They're couch coaches. And a lot of you be so worried about what the media says about you or what other people say about the media, and it doesn't matter. Because if you're trying to be a professional athlete, you have to literally take these things into consideration, because people don't understand like how much mental health can play upon our people. Mental health is a big, major factor when it comes to these sports. And a lot of people don't seem to take that into consideration. Like, people die for this shit. There are billions of people playing the sport that you love, and you gotta understand. So let's say the NBA, for example, there have been 5,100 people who have touched the NBA court, and there's gonna be plus more. But if there's only 5,100 some people that touch the NBA court, think about how many people who are trying to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? It's not that many people that are actually gonna make it. There's not. You feel me? So you have to really think about this shit. Do you really want to do this? Because if you do want to do this, you have to put blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. You have to be in a different atmosphere. You have to go against these titans. You have to go against these Goliaths. So when you're going against 7-footers, 6'11", 6'10", what the hell are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? How will you beat your opponent? It doesn't matter what size, what height they are. How will you beat your opponent? What will you do to be better than your opponent? A lot of people don't even understand this type of enlightenment. So you have to think deeper than the game within the game. You know what I'm saying? You are consciousness. You know what I'm saying? You have the answers to everything. Stop overthinking how good you are. You are great. You are greatness. You are greater than great in the first place. You are greater than a lot of these professional athletes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even take their sport seriously. They just like the money. The money just keep coming in. So of course they're gonna play that shit. Like, what the hell? Like, they're finessing the system, and it's not a bad thing, but it's a bad thing because there's somebody out there who will really want to be a professional. But you got to understand, you can't be manipulated. This shit get deeper, especially in the spiritual realm. You cannot be manipulated by a manipulator. That's why a lot of you need to go overseas. Overseas, you still get a bag. It may not be a professional NBA bag or, you know, MLB, the soccer league, you know, football, doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about your future and your destiny, how you want to build generational wealth. So if you're going to do these things, you have to stay in the gym. You got to stay focused. You have to think about all these things that you want to do for yourself and your life. What are you going to do to be different than the next person? Because there's somebody right now working on their game. A lot of you aren't getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning to go lift weights. A lot of you are not going to get up and go put up shots. You're just not, because you don't take this game seriously. You know, you rather just chill, sleep in, kick back, relax, and you feel as if these things will be handed to you. And that's not the case. It's not going to happen. You have to really sit here and take consideration of your time and your consideration for the sport that you play. Because if you play a sport, why are you playing this sport? You know what I'm saying? This shit gets deep. You're not going to GMs asking for trades. You're not LeBron. You know what I'm saying? You just got, you know what I'm saying? Game is game. You're not any of these people that you think you are. These people got pulled. These people are not even people in the first place. But let that sink in. Understand, you do not have that kind of leverage in any professional sport. So when you get to these points, humble yourself. Take consideration of who you are, and always love yourself. It doesn't matter how bad you think you are. You're not. You know what I'm saying? Look at what you're doing and how it's reflecting your life, your everyday goals. You have to make this thing a habit. In order to be great, you had to do great habits every day. Every day you had to, even when you're tired and you don't want to play your sport, do it anyway. Even when you're sick, when you're hungry, when you're alone, when you're sad, go put these emotions, these low vibrational emotions, these high vibrational emotions, these medium vibrational emotions, put them into your sport. Put them into the sport that you claim you love. Because think about it, nobody can do what you do. There are a lot of people who talk about it, who try to walk that walk, but people don't know what it takes. You got to take care of your body. You got to put the right type of nutrients in your body. You have to drink water. Drink a gallon of water every day. You got to start eating your fruit. Stop eating fast food. This shit's not good for you. Fruit is not good for you. I said fruit. Fast food is not good for you. And a lot of people think that, oh, if I do this, I'll be okay. You will be slow as shit. And all these things will sit in your digestive system. and you're not going to be able to be ahead of your competition. You have to take care of yourself and your body. Your body's like a Ferrari. Your body's like a Lamborghini. Think about your favorite car. Think about your favorite thing, right? So for example, let's say you got a PS5. If you got a PS5, you'll make sure you take care of that PS5 for however long you take care of it. You'll make sure nobody touches that shit. You'll make sure it doesn't crash and break. You'll make sure it's polished. Think about that PS5 like your body. You have to literally sit there and program your body into being in the top best shape. So you have to do conditioning, and conditioning is hard, yes. So do suicides, run a football field, run from touchdown to touchdown. You know what I'm saying? You gotta run a mile, time yourself, push yourself. You gotta push yourself, and even that shit hurts, keep going. Work on your left hand. If you don't have a left hand, work on that shit. Work on your left foot. If you're dominant with your right foot, okay, go crazy with your left foot now. Start doing things and practice them every single day, because it sounds easy. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze. yeah. Ooh, thank you. But gotta think about that shit. Work on your weaknesses. So if you got a weak left foot, okay, how can you make your left foot your strongest suit? Because your right foot is already strong, right? Cool. How can you make your left foot stronger than your right foot? Now think about it. When you're working on your left foot, oh my gosh, you'll be unstoppable. You can go crazy with both feet. Now you're making goals with both feet, and people are gonna be like, damn, I can't guard this nigga, bro. He can score with his right foot and his left foot and his head and his chest and his shoulders. Come on, man. Come on, bro. And that goes with football as well. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about how big you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about how fast you want to be, you know, against your opponent. Thinking about the routes you want to take. You got to think ahead of the game, because this is a game, right? It's a script. But the thing is, you got to think farther than the script, because you are literally given a script for your life already. You just don't know it. So all these habits that you do, you got to understand it's already in motion. It's literally already placed within your DNA. You know what to do. You just keep forgetting. You're so worried about what other people are going to say about you or what other people think. Man, fuck them. Limit your distractions. Stop going to the club, because the club has nothing to do with you. The club is not for you. You will not find love in the club. You're not going to. These people do not care about you, and they're not concerned with what you got going on. Nobody gives a fuck about you. So worry about yourself and worry about what you got going on in this life. Because at the end of the day, you only got one life. And if you care about your family, if you care about taking care of your kids, your brother, your mom, your dad, what will you do to get to that point? How will you help your family? How are you going to help yourself? What do you want to be in 10 years and 20 years from now? Because you can't play this sport forever. So understand, all these memories, all these moments that you have, they are limited. Everything will be a blur. So you have to enjoy the experience. This is all a temporary experience. So have fun while you're doing it. When it's tiring, when it's boring, when it's hard, when it's fun, enjoy these moments. Because I promise you, before you know it, it'll all be over with. I love you. Have a great day.